Okay, this is our last one for collaborative problem solving. Ross Green and Stuart Albin. Remember, you can check out thinkkids.org or livesinthebalance.org. Both have a lot of explanation around this model. So this is our last video about it. So this is plan B, and this is the real meat of the model. Okay, this is the one where you're choosing a problem and you're gonna sit with your child and try to problem solve about how to solve the problem together. So the real keys are: choose a calm time. Do not try to sit them down right when you're trying to get out the door to get to soccer practice or go to school. That's not the time to do this. It's you want to give it time, and you want to make it not feel stressed at all, right? You want to keep it totally calm. So you choose a problem that both parties want to solve. So both the parent wants to solve, you want to solve it, and your child probably wants to solve this problem too, because either there's a lot of arguing around it, or there's something maybe in it for them to solve it. Like maybe if we can solve this problem, they'll get something else that they really want to do, right? They'll, like, more time will be opened up or something like that. The real key, and this is probably the hardest one for all of us parents, is to not have a solution in mind. So don't go into the conversation thinking, I know what the solution should be. We should do this. Don't do that. Try to stay totally open-minded, because the more open-minded you are, the more curious you'll be, and the more likely you'll get to the real problem that's happening for your child. If you go in with this idea, this preconceived idea of how to solve it, then you might miss out on what the real problem is. And during the process, you're going to reflect what you hear and ask questions. So for instance, maybe your child is having a really hard time getting their homework done at night. And you notice, you look at it and you're like, oh, they're not getting their homework done because they're playing around on video games. And that's the reason they're not getting their homework done. And that might be true. But there might be another reason too. Maybe they're playing video games because there's another thing going on, or maybe it's just video games, right? Who knows what it is? So that's where you choose a time that's calm with your child. Like, I don't know, you take them out for ice cream, or you do something that's kind of fun. You connect with them in a calm way. That would be pleasant for them. And say, hey, honey, I'm noticing that you're having a really hard time getting your homework done. And I think that might be affecting how you're doing in school. Or, if they're older, maybe it's affecting their grade. Maybe they've got missing assignments or whatever. What should we do about that? Or what do you think we could do about that? What do you think might be getting in the way? And they might say, well, I don't know. I just don't like doing my homework. Okay, you don't like doing your homework. Why do you think that is? Oh, it's boring. Why do you think it's boring? And keep asking questions, and try not to be judgy. At first they might be kind of closed, but then they might start to open up. And you can ask, if you're really having trouble getting them to, give you any sort of anything to go by, you could say, do you think it's really hard? Is it super boring? What's boring about it? Is it, are you not sure where to start? Do you need some materials? Are you not sure what the assignment really is? So start really, really probing about what it is, in not a mean way, not a judgy way, just trying to figure it out. And hopefully you'll get to the bottom of what's really happening for the child. And what might be happening is that they might not be clear on what the assignment actually is. They might not be clear on how to do it. So they might need a little support that way. So they might either need tutoring help or help from you, or they might need help just learning, talking, communicating with the teacher about what the expectation really is. Maybe they're doing some of it and then they're losing it, or they can't keep track of it in their backpack. So you could help them come up with a system for keeping track of their stuff. So just by getting really curious about a problem, it will help solve it. And maybe not right away. Maybe the first solution you guys come up with, you try it for a couple weeks and then you revisit it and they're like, no, it's not really working. I'm still having trouble with my homework. And that's okay. So then you try something different. The idea is for both of you, both parties, to just get really curious about what's happening and try not to be, critical or judgmental around what you think the real issue is. Because a lot of the time, we'll be like, oh no, I've been too permissive with my kid. I've let them have too much video game time, or too much play time, or too much some sort of time. I've lost all control and I'm going to reel it back. right? But sometimes that will work against us, right? So if we can talk to the kids and really try to get to the bottom of what the problem is, that will often will have more success with that approach than just telling them that they have to do something at a certain time. I don't know, tinker with this. I really, what I love about it is that it makes the kids try to help solve the problem. It makes you're going to get to know your child better because you're going to be asking them really deep questions, and you're going to get to know what makes them tick. And you can do the same thing with yourself. Like when you have something come up, think, what's happening for me? And start asking yourself the same questions. And you might start to get to know yourself better as well. I don't know. I think it's a pretty cool approach. And I think that as a parent, this is it's good stuff. It's a great way to get to know your child better. So anyway, I hope you enjoy learning about this as much as I did. Again, feel free to email any questions or comments to me, kchasman@nusd.org or kate@katechasman.com. Okay, take care. Bye. Thanks.